Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany and today we're doing yoga for your mid to upper back. So if you have tightness in the back body, sore muscles, this class is for you. If you need to grab any props, I think blocks could be useful here. If not, I will meet you on your mat. So today we're actually going to start in a seated position. And I actually have my socks on because this one is less of a flow and more of just getting into some stretching postures. So just be comfortable, whatever that means for you. I'm gonna sit cross-legged. You can sit on your knees if this is more accessible. You can also sit up on a block. That should help support the low back a little more, getting your hips above your knees. And we'll sit up nice and tall. Exhale. And just take a minute to get grounded and get into the body. Take your mind to your back and just see what it's feeling like, what it's saying to you. If there's any stressors or tension that you can let go of, go ahead and see if you can't let it roll off your back, off your mat, and be gone. If you need some additional time to just kind of get grounded, you can stay here and pause. If you are ready to get started, I'm going to take my hands to my knees. On the inhale, I'm going to bring my heart forward, elbows to the back, cow back. On the exhale, I'm going to round through my shoulders, round through my spine, cat back. Again, inhale, seated cow. Maybe lift the chin. And exhale, take it back. That feels really good. Do that again. Inhale forward. Draw the shoulders and elbows together behind the back. Lift the chin. Exhale, round through the shoulders, round through the back. Let the head drop. Last one. Inhale forward. Shoulders back, chin lifts. And exhale, take it all back. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Find what feels like center to you, and then we're going to take our arms overhead. Watch your fingers as they touch, maybe a little bit of a back bend, and on the exhale, take your left hand to your right knee. Your right hand's gonna come behind you, just as leverage. So we're not really leaning back on that right hand, but we are gonna use it to kind of pull the body through a little bit more for a twist. Breathe in, find length. On the exhale, see if you can't take your gaze behind that right shoulder. Inhale, find length. Exhale deeper. Last one, inhale, find length, sit up nice and tall. See if you can exhale a little deeper into that twist. And then unwind, bring it back to center. Roll through the shoulders. Up to the ears, down the back, and then do the opposite. Up to the ears and round forward. Up to the ears, round forward. You can do this. I do it all day long. It just feels good to release that tension in the shoulders and then the neck. All right, inhale, arms up. Watch the fingers come together. Exhale, left hand behind you, right hand to your left knee. Use your fingers to pull the body through. Sitting up nice and tall. With each exhale, we twist a little deeper and maybe take that gaze behind you. One more time, find length. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Take your gaze to the back of the room and slowly unwind. We can take your hands to your knees one more time for a seated cat-cow. Exhale back. We're gonna take it to the left this time. Inhale to the left, to the front. Exhale to the right, to the back. One more time this side, left. Inhale front, exhale right, exhale back, and reverse that. Inhale right, inhale front, to the left, to the back. Last one, to the right, breathe in, to the front, exhale left, and to the back. Good. Go ahead and come to table. Take your time, take it slow. You can take a cat-cow here if you'd like. I'm going to take my right hand a little bit more closer to the center of the mat. Inhale this left arm high. On the exhale, I'm going to thread this left arm underneath the right, twist it out, and find rest on my left shoulder, my left cheek, or my left ear. And then this right hand can go overhead. It can stay beside your face for balance. Or if you're feeling pretty good, twist that right arm behind your back. Open up that shoulder. See if you can't spiral the chest upwards. Keep the hips lifted. Twist it out. One more inhale. On the exhale, take your right hand back by your face. Put some weight into it as you lift that left arm up. And exhale, let it land. We'll take it to the other side, right? Left hand comes a little bit closer to the center just so you can put some weight in that right hand. Shoot the right arm high. And then on the exhale, thread it underneath the left and find rest on your right cheek or your right ear, your right temple. Left hand comes either overhead, behind the back, or it can stay by your face for balance. Spiral the chest outwards to the left. Keep the hips lifted. Toes can be tucked or untucked. It's really your choice here. As always, one more inhale. Unwind the left arm, plant it beside your face, put some pressure and weight into it, and lift the right arm high, and let that right arm land. Take a cat-cow. Exhale. And then keep your knees under the hips where they are. We're gonna walk our arms forward to a puppy pose. I'm gonna give you a couple options here. So I'm gonna walk my arms all the way forward and bring my chest to the mat. Also my lips, my nose, my forehead, whatever's accessible. This is also a great place. You can use a block here at any level to bring the ground a little closer to you. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, release your chest down. You can place your arms on a block, or you can even come to your elbows and then reach your hands overhead. Just try to surrender a little bit deeper with each exhale. Feeling all that tension just melt into your mat. One more round of breath. Big breath in, fill up the back body. And on the exhale, start walking your hands back where they were. Tabletop. Take a cat-cow. And then we'll just come to a stand. We're not necessarily flowing today, so we don't have to do anything fancy to get there. Just meet me at the top of your mat. Inhale your arms high just to find some length. And then exhale, we're gonna release the hands behind the back. So I'm gonna take my hands right here, fingers pointing down. You can also have them point upwards, it's your choice. Draw the elbows and shoulders together behind your back. Start to charge through the legs. Press the hips forward as you just gently find a back bend. It doesn't have to be anything deep. Find length in the spine, so we're still getting really long. Maybe the longer you're here, you can dip back a little bit more. Still drawing those elbows together. Breathe. This one's so good for the low back. A little deeper. And then put the body on straight. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lead with your chest. We're gonna hang in a ragdoll here, so take your feet, I would recommend about hips width distance, maybe even wider if your low back is extra tight. You can wiggle through the legs here because I know the legs are probably tight, especially if this is your first time moving today. And then we're gonna grab opposite elbows, take a bend in the knee, bring your belly to your thighs, and let the head and neck hang heavy. I'm not doing a good job at demonstrating that because it's messing up my microphone. Okay. Let the head and neck be heavy. That's crucial for this. You have to feel that release in the spine and in the neck. And if this is your first time being told to let your head and neck be heavy, a lot of times it can be difficult to release that control. So just try and play around with what that feels like. And if you have released that control, continue to check back in, because we often will tense back up. So just remind yourself to be heavy here. The legs can be bent as much as they want to. This isn't about them today. I'm swaying side to side because it feels good, so you decide what's in your practice and what feels good in your body. One more inhale. And exhale, release your hands. I'm gonna lift my hips. You can still have a soft bend in the knees here. I'm gonna take my right hand to my left ankle. My left hand is gonna come to the outside of my left leg, almost behind my left leg. Just pulling my body closer to the left thigh. If you're extra tight in the back, this may feel pretty good. And then walk your hands through center and take it to the other side. Left hand comes to the outside of that right ankle. Right hand reaches back behind the right leg. I'm pulling my chest closer to that right thigh. So this actually feels really good in the back of the legs too. Exhale. Start to walk the hands back, and then I'm gonna step my feet back into a down dog, just to set up. And then I'm gonna take my feet probably 1 to 2 steps in, footsteps in, and out. So this is gonna be like a wide, short dog. I want you to keep the weight in your heels or in your feet, so that way if I lift my hands, I'm not gonna fall. Take the left hand to the center of your mat. Right hand's gonna come to the outside of that left leg, just like we were in that forward fold, but this time a little bit deeper. Pull your body, so if you wanna tent your fingers, you can. Pull your body underneath that left arm. Head and neck gets heavy. See if you can't spiral your chest towards the sky or the ceiling. I teach outdoors sometimes, and the sky to ceiling, I get them confused constantly, but you know exactly what I mean. With each exhale, see if you can't empty the belly and twist a little deeper. And then slowly unwind, take it to the other side. Right hand comes to the center of the mat, left arm feeds under, grabs the outside of the right ankle, pull the body through. You can have a bend in the knees. If I didn't already say that, bending is perfectly fine. Whatever is accessible to you to make this feel good and feel the release. And release. I'm gonna come back to down dog. We're gonna go into a crescent lunge. So I'm gonna get there by lifting my left leg, planting my left foot in between my hands, and then rising up into crescent lunge legs. All that just because it feels better to my body to get in it that way, but if you wanna just hop right into it, do so. So pull that left hip crease back, right hip forward, try to square them here. You can use your hands to check in. I'm gonna interlace my fingers and puff up my chest, reaching my knuckles towards that right heel. I wanna let my right thigh bone get heavy towards the mat. So a nice deep lunge, opening up the chest and stretching the back body. Maybe you take your gaze up. We won't be here long. Breathe into the chest. A lot of times when our back is tight, our hips are also tight. It's kind of that opposite thing. One thing's pulling and so is the other, which is where we get all this tension in the body. So try to open up that right hip, dropping that right thigh towards the mat, letting it get nice and heavy. Slowly release the legs, and then just turn around so you're facing the other direction. We're gonna take it to the other side and flip your grip. So whatever thumb was on top, switch that out. Bend into the right leg, come to the ball of the left foot. Let that left thigh get heavy towards the mat. Puff up the chest, find that back bend on this side. Reach the knuckles towards the left heel. Open up the chest, bend into the back. This has a lot going into one pose, so it's hard to cue all of the things because then I would never shut up. So just feel into your body and see if there's something you can do. Get a little deeper, open a little more, and then slowly release your grip, and then just turn to the long edge of your mat. I'm going to turn around so you can see me. You should be facing the long edge of your mat. I'm going to have my toes out and my knees come out. Take my hands to my thighs. Let the hips settle in and get comfy here for a second. It's okay if the shoulders sneak up to the ears. We're just gonna drop that left shoulder towards the middle, pull that right shoulder back, and then switch it out. Right shoulder down towards the middle, left shoulder back. Maybe even take your gaze over the left shoulder and switch it out. Exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. You can hold either one of these. If these feel really good to you, just hold it. Okay, slowly start to press through the heels to stand. And then we're gonna make our way to our back. However you want to get there, I'm going to keep my feet planted and my knees up. And then check in with the spine. So if your chin is pointed way up to the ceiling, I want you to extend through the crown, pull that chin down just a little bit. Good. Left leg comes high towards the ceiling. And then cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Okay? From here, we can pull that right knee into your chest. So you can grab underneath the thigh or over the shin. Keep that neck long. Breathe in. Try to keep the low back and tailbone connected to the mat. One more inhale. And then I'm going to give you an option. You can either take your arms out to a T or to a cactus, plant the right foot, and then let the knees fall exactly how they are, off to the right. This can be a lot for your low back, so if this is too much, uncross the legs and then let it fall. To the right, gaze to the left. Okay, so just a supine twist here, either with twisted legs or without, your choice. I like to usually grab my elbows overhead here. It feels good in the front body just as good as it does in the back. Slowly start to bring it to center. Unwind the legs and take it to the other side. Right foot kicks towards the ceiling, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You have a figure four with your legs. Feed the hands through. Either grab the underneath of this left thigh or over top of the shin. Lengthen through the back of the neck. You can keep that the right foot flexed. That will help protect the knee. You can even roll through the ankles here if that feels good. I know we're focusing on the back today, but a lot of these yoga postures and poses really address more than one thing. It just is all about where your intention and attention is. Where your attention goes, energy flows, I think is what they say. So as you're breathing, breathe into the back body. Slowly release your grip, let the left foot come to the mat. I'm gonna take my arms overhead just because that's what feels good to me, and then let the knees fall to the left. Wound legs or unwound legs, your choice. And gaze fall to the right. I'm taking my left hand to the outside of my right thigh for a little added pressure, and it actually feels really good. So if you're feeling pretty good where you are, see what you can do to deepen this stretch for yourself. One more inhale. And then slowly bring everything back to center. I'm gonna have both knees into my chest, interlace my fingers on top of my shins, and then bring my nose to my knee. Stay for the exhale. Curl it in tight. And then slowly release your feet to the mat. Okay, one more time I'm going to give you some options to finish off your practice. If you have a block, this would be a great time to put a block underneath your hips and just finish off your practice here in a supported bridge. Just take it to the lowest part of your sacrum, arms down to the sides, and just rest, just like this. Other option, option number 2, if you have a foam roller of any sort, place the foam roller right here in the middle of your back and just roll back and forth on your back and let it really roll through the spine. It feels amazing. If you don't have one, you should get one. They're on Amazon. They're super cheap. Look for a foam roller. Roll out your back. Okay, last option here before I say goodbye is camel pose. This one is a little bit more intense. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. And we'll start off with our toes tucked. And just like we did when we were standing, you take your hands to your low back and start by finding length in the spine and pressing the hips forward. If at any point you want to take this deeper, take your left arm up and back to grab a hold of that left heel. And you can stay right like this, or you can take the right arm up and back to find the right heel. You can stay up here, pressing through the hips. This can be a lot. You may decide to drop the hip back. Make a big shape here, so don't sink back into your hips. Another way to get even deeper is to untuck the toes and walk the hands to the feet. And breathe. To come out of this, you can come up this way or just slowly drop your hips. I've given you several options to end your practice today. You can always continue into something else or just take your final resting pose if you'd like. It was my honor to stretch with you. I hope that helps. I hope it feels better. It may be a good idea to, give yourself a little bit of a massage or find like a pain relief oil or a lotion, and just open up the back body and release all that tension and stress. It was my honor. Namaste.